It's finally time, you guys. Week 1 predictions. It's been too long. It feels like it both was really too long, and that the entire offseason just flew by, in a blink of an eye. But Week 1 is finally here, and I'm ecstatic. Truly, I'm very excited for this year's season of football. This week is going to be a lot of Week 1 talk because later on in this week I'm going to be talking about the Giants and the Dallas Cowboy game coming up on Sunday Night Football. And of course on Saturday or Friday, whenever I decide, you'll see the Eagles and Redskins preview, prediction, and everything. So you won't hear the Eagles, Redskins, Giants, and Cowboy prediction out of the predictions I'm doing here. This is for the rest of the NFL and their games. It's going to be a fun weekend of football, no doubt. So starting off with Thursday night, we all know it's the Chiefs at the New England Patriots. This is going to be a fun game, no doubt, but I believe, obviously, the New England Patriots will prevail. I have the Patriots winning by a score of 31-24. It's going to be a high-scoring game. The Chiefs will be, attempting to come back, but I honestly, with Brandon Cooks there, I don't know how. I really don't know how Tom Brady wouldn't be able to throw like 2-3 touchdowns against the Chiefs. But it's going to be a really fun game. Don't get me wrong about that. But in the end, I have the New England Patriots going 1-0 and the Chiefs falling to 0-1. Then we have the Jets at the Bills. I'm skipping over the Eagles at Redskins, moving to the Jets and the Bills. This game is the Bills are 8-point favorites over the New England Patriots, the New York Jets. They're 8-point favorites, and rightfully so. Both these two teams aren't really going to be trying for playoff contention. They're both in a rebuilding process. So, regardless, the Jets are more of a mess than the Bills are. So I'm going to go and say the Bills are going to win this by a score of 27-10. It's going to be probably one of the boring games of this weekend. Both these teams, they're both in the same division. They're not as great as other teams in the NFL, in the AFC. So there's definitely a lot more games to look forward to, just looking at the schedule and everything. Let's see, what do we have next? The Falcons at the Bears. Falcons are 7-point favorites to win this game. I have them winning 34-13 against the Bears. Bears are a little bit of a mess as well. They have Trubisky, they have Mike Glennon, they have Mark Sanchez. They cut Victor Cruz, Ruben Randall's on IR. It's all with them there. They do have a pretty talented defense. Kind of not like the most talented defense in the league, of course, but they're definitely a pretty solid, pretty okay defense. But the Falcons, that high-powered offense, they're going to be able to put points. Julio Jones is going to have a great game. Same with Freeman. All the guys there are going to have a great game against the Bears. A good way for them to hopefully rebound after last season's heartbreaking, historical Super Bowl flop, choke, whatever you want to call it. The next game on the list, Ravens at the Bengals. An AFC North showdown here in Cincinnati. This is going to be a pretty good game. I wonder how the Baltimore Ravens are going to do. Joe Flacco's been battling injuries and whatnot. Meanwhile, the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to get back on the right track after missing the playoffs last year. They had a pretty sloppy season, but hey, they got a great win against us at least. They blew us out, but hey, that's in the past. Cincinnati's 3.0 favorites. I have them winning 31-20. Or actually, no. My bad. I have them winning 24-21. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I feel like it's going to be full of turnovers and full of big defensive plays. But in the end, I think Andy Dalton and A.J. Green are going to get it done. Steelers and the Browns, the rest of the AFC North here. And the Steelers get to start off and end the season against the Cleveland Browns. Wow. How lucky are they? But, the Browns, they're improving, of course. They got a young quarterback. The defense is younger. The whole entire team is getting younger and younger. But, hey, they are not the favorites to win this game. They're actually 8.5 favorites to lose. So, I got Pittsburgh winning 28-10. Without a doubt. Hopefully, Pittsburgh can, manage to get back up into the playoffs and make some noise against the frickin' Patriots, please. I was hoping they would make that noise last year. But no. Let's hope that this year is a little bit different. Cardinals at the Lions, 1.5 favorites go to the Cardinals. I got them winning by a score of 27-23. It's going to be a really good game. Defensive struggle for the most part. Maybe the first half is going to be a little low scoring. Second half gets into a more scoring and stuff. Sorry, I lost my words right there. But Cardinals, I see them winning this game, taking a 1-0 start to the season. Hopefully, we'll see some contention between them and the Seahawks. I believe last year, didn't they tied with the Seahawks, and then they beat the Seahawks, didn't they? Yeah. So, let's see how it goes. Maybe the AFC West won't just be, or the NFC West won't just be handed to the Seahawks. So, we'll see how that goes. Jaguars head to Houston to play the Texans after what's happened with the hurricane in Houston and everything. But hey, Houston are 5.5 favorites, and I have them winning 31-17. Jacksonville Jaguars are one of the worst teams in the AFC, one of the worst teams in the NFL. They are a mess. Blake Bortles hasn't really looked that great after his somewhat decent, pretty good rookie season as well. He hasn't been able to live up to those high expectations. The offense has been struggling a lot. All in all, it just hasn't been really good for the Jacksonville Jaguars the past 2 seasons, and I don't expect anything to change unless if something drastically changes or something surprising happens, within the season. Who knows? But I don't have the Jaguars being that big a threat. I mean, of course, they'll win a couple of games, but they're not going to be like playoff contention, divisional like they can be like spoilers to maybe the Colts or the Texans, whoever, or actually the Titans and the Texans, the two that are going to be battling for the division title. So we'll see how it goes. The battle of the state of Florida. Tampa Bay goes to Miami. Jay Cutler has his first start as a Miami Dolphin. But the Buccaneers are 2.5 favorites to win this game, and I have them winning by a score of 30-27. To be a very high-powered offensive game in my eyes, so we'll see how it goes. It should be a very fun game to watch. Oakland goes to Tennessee to play the Titans. Now, Titans are 2.0 favorites to win this because they have the home field advantage, of course. And the Titans, they weren't even that bad last year. This is actually the game. These are the 2 quarterbacks last year who on Christmas Eve, I believe, whenever we played, like around that week of Christmas, these are the 2 guys that injured their leg. I think one of them broke their fibula, the other one fractured or they might have both broken. I can't really remember. But Marcus Mariota and Derek Carr both injured their legs severely last year. That just ruined their season. The Tennessee Titans had like a wild card kind of run going for them, while the Oakland Raiders were one of the best teams in the AFC until that happened. They were going to win the division, and then they had to go up against the Chiefs without Derek Carr. Didn't go well whatsoever, and then they lost to the Texans. So, I want to see Oakland bounce back. I see them winning 31-28. Hopefully, this year can be that year where they go and they actually contest. I had them contesting last year against the Patriots as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers, of course. Pittsburgh flopped, and then Oakland got injuries, and they just completely broke apart. So hopefully they can bounce back this year. Seattle at Green Bay. This is kind of a game where I expect it to be like a week 11, week 12 kind of playoff preview kind of game. Like I expected this to be in colder weather, especially it being in Lambeau. It would be a lot more fun to see this in like on a Thanksgiving primetime event or later on, like late November, early December. Something like that. But we got it for week 1. Can't complain about that. Green Bay is favorites by, I think, 3.5, and I'm going to have them winning 34-31. I know in my stream 2 days ago, I talked a lot of good about the defense of the Seattle Seahawks, but all in all, it's going to really depend on how their offense does as well. So we're going to see how they do against Green Bay Packers team, who in my eyes have improved a little bit over last year. I mean, last year they were still one of the best NFC teams in the league. They made it to the NFC Championship game, only to get blown out by the soon-to-be Super Bowl contender Atlanta Falcons. So, the Carolina Panthers at San Francisco to play the 49ers in Levi's Stadium. They're 5.5 favorites for obvious reasons. I have them winning 28-17. New Orleans going to Minnesota. Adrian Peterson returning to Minnesota. How crazy is that? I have the New Orleans Saints upsetting the Minnesota Vikings 31-23. Minnesota is favorites by 3.5 points to win this game, but I have the Saints shocking the NFL. We got the Chargers and the frickin' Broncos to end off this video. I talked a lot of good about the Chargers and a little bit bad about the Broncos in my stream 2 days ago. I'm going to go and with another upset and have the Chargers take the win here. Joey Bosa, Melvin Gordon, these guys on offensive defense, I feel like they're going to really get at a Denver team who's having quarterback issues and sure have one of the best secondaries in the league. But I feel like this is the year they start to go down a little bit. They start to struggle a little bit more. I mean, last year we saw the struggle. They went 9-7 after being Super Bowl champs. I mean, they also lost Brock Osweiler. Now he's back. So who the hell knows? But I have the Chargers picking up a win by a score of 20-13. So tell me in the comments if you agree or disagree with my picks, what your picks are. And I'll see you all later with my Dallas Cowboys and New York Giants preview video, prediction video. That's coming soon. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you all later.